October 7, 2025, Washington, D.C. A statement released by New York State Assembly member Zoran Kwame Mamdani on the anniversary of the October 7 attacks has ignited a fierce political firestorm, drawing sharp condemnation from across the political aisle and highlighting deepening divisions within the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. In his commemoration, Mamdani, a prominent member of the Democratic Socialists of America (DSA), described the date as a moment to honor the Palestinian resistance against what he termed a decades-long project of settler colonialism. The statement focused extensively on the subsequent Israeli military offensive in Gaza and the ensuing humanitarian crisis, while making no explicit mention of the Israeli victims of the initial Hamas-led attack. The reaction was swift and severe. Leaders from both major parties denounced the remarks as a dangerous glorification of violence. To whitewash the atrocities committed on October 7, the murder of civilians, the taking of hostages, as morally bankrupt and factually dishonest, stated a Republican House leader in a press briefing. It undermines the cause of peace and emboldens terrorists. The criticism was not confined to one party. Several moderate Democrats also publicly distanced themselves from Mamdani's framing. "We can, and must, debate policy toward Israel and Palestine with vigor," said one senior Democratic congressman, requesting anonymity to speak candidly. "But we must start from a shared understanding that the deliberate targeting of innocents is an indefensible act of terrorism. Ignoring that reality makes a productive discussion impossible." The controversy underscores a persistent and painful internal party rift. While the traditional Democratic stance has been strongly pro-Israel, a growing progressive faction has become increasingly vocal in its criticism of the Israeli government and its advocacy for Palestinian rights. Mamdani's statement represents the most uncompromising edge of this perspective, one that directly challenges the party's establishment. Political analysts suggest the incident is more than a simple disagreement, it's a sign of evolving political identities. "This isn't just a foreign policy debate," said Dr. Anya Sharma, a political science professor at Columbia University. "It's a battle over the soul of the party and a reflection of how younger, more progressive voters view the Israeli-Palestinian conflict through a lens of anti-colonialism and racial justice, which often conflicts with older, more traditional frameworks." The Assembly member's office has defended his right to speak on the issue, with a staffer noting that his comments were consistent with his long-held views on what he describes as the asymmetry of the conflict. However, the fallout continues, putting pressure on party leadership to navigate a path that acknowledges the grief and outrage of the October 7 attacks while addressing the legitimate humanitarian concerns in Gaza, without alienating either segment of their voter base.